to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Owen Hayes. You're watching Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented to you by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor. Today's the 17th of May. Saturday morning, we're live. We've got a very small window to take some of your phone calls. It's called the North American Metals Hotline. It's easy. It's 503-548-6777. Questions, comments, reports. If you have any of that, please jump in now, because we are absolutely buried. In this upcoming segment, we're going to have my report from this week, which has been very interesting. As I mentioned, this past weekend, I was heading over to Idaho with Brian and Ian from High and Dry Waders, filmed some fly fishing stuff with their new stocking foot waders, and that's exactly what we did, but it kind of turned into planes, helicopters, and brown trout. I know that probably doesn't make any sense, but you're going to want to see this upcoming segment for my report. I actually had a chance to remember how to actually reel fly fishing, fly casting, which was a ton of fun. It actually kind of motivated me to maybe start thinking about that a little bit more often. But we'll get there in this upcoming report segment, where we will have river levels and fish counts, all that stuff. While I was gone, things changed quite a bit when you're referring to river conditions and overall temperature, which is a good thing. Some of the reports have been a little sporadic, though, but we're going to try to get some of those in there. And at the very least, just show you what's going on real time with what our rivers are going to do here in the next handful of days, because we still have a nice window of some opportunity on the Columbia below Bonneville and, of course, everywhere else. Lots of things going on here in the Northwest. First interview of the morning, though, is going to be Dale Murph live from the Oregon coast. He is the owner of Clamming, and he's actually out there this morning. He's probably going to be done by the time we have a chance to get him up on the air, but we'll get that live report from him to see how things are going, how the clamming actually is, and maybe motivate you to head over that way and take advantage of that before the next closure. So we'll make sure to try to get that info to you. Then we're going to have Sarah Moss from the USCCA giving another great reason why you might want to consider becoming a member of the USCCA, with a story of one of their clients, and it's certainly will ground you in a lot of ways and probably get you motivated to at least look a little bit more into it, or for that matter, just sign up. Pretty simple on that one. Then we have a video clip for you from Portland Marine. Now, I've been doing this for a very long time. I've owned countless boats, it seems like, and I've never really been able to talk specifically about whatever sled it was that I'm running at any given time. Well, now with Portland Marine being one of our sponsors and them selling Willie boats, I get a chance to actually do that and talk a little bit about my Willie Raptor, how it's kind of set up, and what that process looks like if you were ever interested in purchasing a custom Willie boat, or for that matter, anything that might be out there. Kind of take some of the, or at least give some of the insight on what it actually takes to order something like that, because it can be very intimidating. So hopefully we can line that out for you in that video clip. Then we've got the deal of the week from Fisherman's Marine. But before we get to some of the photos that we have a phone call that's coming in, and I've already said that we're limited on time, so we're going to take it. We've got Pat from Wood Village. He's got a question about dog training. Pat, what's going on?
What did your dog need to know before it went to training, and what did it learn at training?
Pat, I couldn't quite hear you there. Can you ask that question again?
Yeah, what did your dog need to know before it went to training, and what did it learn after training?
Well, if you're referring to my dogs, they always go in when they're about 6 months old. So when they first get started, basically all they know is just the potty training, basics, because as a bird hunter, we're always training. Even if we're not training, we're always training. So just basic sit, stay kind of stuff. And then by the time the dog's done, after 3 or 4 months, depending on the trainer and how your dog actually takes to it, the dogs are by no means finished. But they're very well, depending again on how you want to get them trained, which for myself is hand signals, whistle training, and then of course overall huntability and blind management as well, being quiet and sitting and staying for long periods of time. It's very extensive, but worth all the time, and worth, in my opinion, every penny. I've had a few dogs that were not trained professionally. Drago right now is my first fully trained lab, and I don't think I'll ever do it any other way for two reasons. One, it's just really nice to have a dog that knows what the job is and loves it. But two, the safety aspect of it. When you're able to handle your dog correctly in these situations that we sometimes put ourselves in when we're hunting birds, depending on what species, if it's upland or waterfowl, ducks, geese, whatever, there's a lot of added safety benefits to it where you can actually control the dog, keep them from bad situations. A couple of which that I would highlight specifically is if a dog gets on a long retrieve, being able to turn them around and come back when the situation gets bad, or in ice situations where you don't want your dog out on the water, or excuse me, out on the ice, and you have to have the ability to correct them to get themselves back before anything bad happens. So there's a number of benefits. I would highly recommend it, and there's a lot of great trainers here in the Northwest that can help you out. I mean, there's countless great trainers here in the Northwest that can train up your dog. What kind of dog do you have, Pat?
Golden Retriever.
Golden, perfect. I mean, what a great all-around dog. I mean, from a number of different ways and styles of hunting, Golden Retrievers are fantastic. I would highly recommend that you look into it. Again, lots of different sources that are out there. Cedar Ridge is where I had Drago trained. I'm not sure if Keith is still training. I'm not sure if he's retired or not, but that might be a place to start. Very, very good company. And very satisfied with what he did. All right, let's go ahead and show you some of the photos that everybody's been sending in. If you've been sending them in, it takes sometimes a little bit of time to get them up. We get a lot of photos, but please continue to send them. This is Cheryl's Springer. Erica sent this in. Just a dandy. Quite honestly, when I'm catching all these browns here this last week and a couple of rainbows, my thoughts were completely on chasing steelhead because it's kind of similar in ways, but of course chasing some springers. It was weird not being able to go after them. But Dennis with a beautiful smallmouth. Well done. This is a really good time to be out there chasing. What a trout. Garrett's trout, Tom Berg. Oh, Tom sent this in. I wonder where that's from. Can't quite place the place, but that is a toad of a trout. Very cool. Nice little Chinook. Bet you that thing ate fantastic. Mark, thanks for sending it over. It's easy to do, everyone. We'll make sure to show you exactly how to do that. Nice steelhead there. Not a bad Easter. Oh, that's an Easter steelhead. Very nice. Some of those summers, those are going to be in some of the reports here real quickly. Sea lions didn't get this. Well, you're lucky. Well, I guarantee you we're going to have some photos. Well, maybe I shouldn't guarantee, but coming up in here in the next handful of weekends where yeah, some of that has been getting kind of interesting. Still chrome to be had. Brad sent this in. Looks like a jet boat trip. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that myself. Nice turkey photo. Look at that. Nice mature tom. If you're unfamiliar with how to just look at that tail fan, you'll know that's a mature bird. Nice photo too. That'll be a wall hanger. So is this one. First Springer of 2023. Okay. We don't care where they came from or when they came from. That's a great photo. I love her hat, too. That's a cutie. Another nice Springer. First thing I always look for is what baits were they using. I'm guessing that was some sort of shrimp spinner there in the harbor. And I wish I had a few more of those reports to share, but unfortunately I don't. It's the Fox 12 app. It's easy. It's free. Download it. When you do so, you can keep up with what we're doing here at Outdoor GPS and, of course, KPTV and KPDX. All right, we're going to cut out after this, though. Don't forget Abby's. You can win yourself a giant pizza. All you got to do is go to gps@abbys.com. You have to enter in each week, and you have to take advantage of that because it is absolutely delicious. Now, let's check in with Peyton Major and find out what this weather is going to be doing. And Peyton, I've been gone for a few days. Things changed quickly, and it looks like we might have a little bit of a change coming up.
We do. We have another change. It honestly hasn't been that different in the last about 4 or 5 days, but what's different is what happened this morning. Probably while you were sleeping, maybe you woken up to the heavy rain. This is since midnight. We've had over 1.25 inches of rain at the airport. That is phenomenal. We love to see that. We really needed it. 1/3 of an inch in Hillsborough, Vancouver, just short of an 8/10 of an inch rather, and then Salem, a few hundredths. A live look at radar. The metro is mainly dry now. We've been focusing on the East Metro. Sandy, Damascus has had some pretty steady rain the last hour and a half or so. Brightwood, some light rain, and that's heading into Government Camp, mainly the western foothills of the Cascades. That's where we're going to see a lot of the rain heading into the later morning, early afternoon. And in eastern Oregon, some real steady showers right over Pendleton for several hours now. So what's going to happen the rest of today? Again, continuing to push to the east. The coast is actually mainly dry today. We're going to see a little break around the evening hours. And then Sunday is a lot drier. Maybe just a passing sprinkle here or there. Highest chances probably around midday before some evening improvements. We do have a very light green shade over the eastern side of Oregon. That is a level 0, severe unlikely. So no severe storms, but definitely can't rule out lightning, downpours, and small hail. Remember, a severe storm has pretty specific criteria. Our rain forecast models have been all over the place. We definitely did not think it would be 1.25 inches of rain at the airport at this hour. So I would take all these totals with a grain of salt. This is just some of our model runs that we check out. But Monday does look pretty impressive, at least in the morning. Another round, and that will taper off by the evening. So that's the 3-day period. We're thinking it's still going to be kind of soggy and wet. The changes don't arrive until midweek. A shower chance into Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, jet stream moves north. We finally have that warm air back into the 70s and more sunshine the second half of the week. And I think that trend actually heads into Memorial Day weekend, Owen, if you are headed anywhere, maybe going camping or something.
Yeah, 1.25 inches of rain since midnight. That's a lot of rain in a short period of time.
We needed that. Where was that the last 4 weeks?
Yeah, super good for us, because I can promise you, everyone out there, pay attention to some of the tributaries for the next couple of days. There might be a window there. Peyton, as always, thank you. We appreciate it. All right, we'll be back in just a minute, everyone, with our field report segment. I've got a quick video clip of some stupid stuff. Even though I get old, I'm still willing to do something dumb. It's just that simple. We'll be back with that in just a minute.